Welcome to the Framingham State Food Study. We are very excited to meet you all and are looking forward to working together over the next 9 months. We have created these videos to help introduce the study. More information and further details will be reviewed during the in-person orientation scheduled for early September. Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I'm the support dietitian for the FS2 study. You will frequently be seeing me around the FS2 kitchen or FS2K during meals. Throughout the study, I will be there to help support you for your success in the whole process. Once we jump into the study, I will be available as a resource for nutrition support. This is Linda. She is a study coordinator and will also be working with me in the support team. You will frequently be seeing her at the FS2K as well. This is Courtney. Courtney is the FS2 portal manager and will be available to help with any questions you may have regarding the site. Lisa is a nutrition research manager and has worked to develop the menus and diets for the study. She is a registered dietitian and will also be available at the FS2K. Julia is the associate study director for the study. She will be available if you have any questions or concerns regarding the study and the intervention.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren and I am the program and kitchen manager working for Sodexo here on campus. I am also a dietitian. You'll see me around the FS2K directing the nutrition research assistants, or NRAs, in preparing your meals. I keep track of your schedules and which meals you'll be eating here on campus and which you will be taking to go.
This is Carolyn.
She's the campus dietitian, but she also provides support to the study as needed. If I am unavailable, Carolyn is the next best person to go to. This is Denise and this is Darlene. They are the FS2 chefs and can assist you if you like your food cooked in a particular way or if you need tips for adding herbs or spices to your food.
This is the FS2 kitchen, or FS2K. As you can see, the participant is arriving to receive their meal or meals.
Now we will walk you through your role as a participant. First, you will need to check in with an NRA by telling them your name. If you're eating your meal hot at the kitchen, you will also need to provide your ID for the NRA to scan. After you are checked in, the NRA will go to obtain your meal and weigh out any hot food items. It will usually take 10 to 15 minutes for your meal to be prepared, depending on what foods make up your meal. Please plan ahead and leave yourself enough time to have your meal prepared and then to eat it. If you're arriving during a busy time, it may take slightly longer. Once your meal is prepared, the NRA then scans out each meal into the computer.
This is an example of what an eat-in meal looks like. Because each food is weighed out, sometimes you will find that your meal looks odd or deconstructed. If you are having trouble with this concept, please refer to your meal tips packet that you received at orientation. This will give you suggestions on ways to consume your meal. If you are still having difficulty putting the ingredients together, please ask one of our staff for suggestions.
The kitchen always has approved herbs and spices available to add to your food. If there is an herb or a spice that is not available and you would like to try it, please ask someone at the kitchen. This is a great way to customize your meal to your own taste preferences.
Occasionally, milk or juice will be included with your meal, but other than this, beverages are not given. These are the guidelines for approved beverage consumption. You may drink as many of the free beverages as you desire. Remember the rule of threes when choosing a beverage with caffeine and/or artificial sweeteners. If you have any questions about a particular beverage, just ask.
If you would like to enter the dining commons to join friends or other participants, please ask an NRA to unlock the gate. The gate is controlled by a remote, so you will need to walk up to the gate. The NRA will push the button and let you through. Please be sure to secure the gate behind you so that only those who are allowed are using the gate.
When you have finished your meal, please return your tray exactly as is to the FS2 tray drop-off cart. Do not throw food away. Any remaining food must be documented for research purposes.
If you're taking your meals to go, they will either be packaged in a bag or a box that look like this. The NRA will need to scan each meal before it can be given to you. When you're ready to eat your meal, use your FS2 portal to make sure you have all the correct foods for your correct meal.
when you arrive to pick up your takeout meals, you will not need to have your ID scanned. Otherwise, you will follow the same process of giving your name, waiting for the NRA to obtain your meal or meals, and scan them out. Traveling with your takeout meals can be tricky because you will need to ensure the food is kept chilled to prevent spoilage. If needed, we can provide you with an insulated bag. Please come prepared with ice packs if you have a long commute. You should not leave the food out of refrigeration for more than 1 hour. As soon as possible, food should be returned to refrigeration of 40 degrees Fahrenheit or below.
Food prepared for your takeout meals have already been cooked. You will need to reheat the applicable foods to consume a hot meal. To reheat the applicable food, remove the lid and reheat in the microwave until it reaches 165 degrees and lasts for at least 15 seconds. Some foods will take longer than others. You will want to mix or rotate your food several times during the heating process to make sure that you are heating evenly.
This is an emergency energy bar. These should only be consumed during the weight loss phase if you are extremely hungry and unable to wait until your next meal or snack. In order to promote weight loss at the anticipated rate, it is important to try other strategies, such as drinking one of the allowed calorie-free beverages before eating the energy bar. If you have eaten your energy bar, please remember to record it in your daily questionnaire on the FS2 portal and ask an NRA for a replacement. If you need an energy bar frequently, we may decide it is necessary to increase your daily caloric level.
These are emergency meals. There are typically 2 meals in each box, and the foods are frozen. An emergency meal should only be consumed if you absolutely cannot make it to campus at any point during the day. At any time you think you need to consume an emergency meal, please call to inform us so that we may make all options available to you first. Remember, when reheating your meals, heat the food until it reaches 165 degrees for at least 15 seconds. Some foods may take longer than others. You may want to remove the food that can be stored at room temperature from the box so that it thaws before you need it. Make sure to label these items and don't forget them if you need to eat an emergency meal.
Throughout the study, there is a lot of planning and preparation that goes on behind the scenes. Here is a glimpse at some of the preparation that goes into each meal and decision.
There is a lot of consideration and planning that goes behind each meal in the study. The menu was developed to help maximize variety while still staying within the dietary guidelines of the study. Each meal is tailored to participants' individual energy needs. Calorie levels are continuously monitored throughout the study and adjusted as needed. As a participant, you will always be made aware of any changes that occur to your calorie level. Because energy levels are such a calculated and planned component, it is important to try your best to only consume the food provided by the study so that we can ensure the energy and nutrient levels are accurate. The production sheets used by our food service staff take the energy and nutrient needs into consideration.
Over the summer, you received a phone call from a study dietitian to collect information regarding food allergies, intolerances, and preferences. With this information, a thorough review is conducted on all the menu items and ingredients to identify any allergies, intolerances, and preferences and make appropriate substitutions and accommodations. Throughout the study, if any new food allergies or intolerances arise, please notify staff immediately. If any new food preferences arise, we will do our best to accommodate these preferences. However, in order to meet the nutrient goals for production purposes, not all food preferences can be accommodated.
Once the researchers have calculated and determined the calorie needs for each participant for the week, the production sheets with new data are made available to the Sodexo team. The Sodexo team then prints out all the meals for each participant for the entire week. They are then reviewed to ensure that all substitute meals have been put into place, all allergens and intolerances have been removed or adjusted and appropriately labeled. At this time, the meals are also labeled to indicate whether they are eat-in or a takeout meal.
Once production sheets have been prepared and reviewed, they are taken to the kitchen to begin producing the next meal. Trays have to be set up in order of when meals will be picked up and labeled to be scanned out. At this point, the process for an eat-in versus a takeout meal begins to vary. The takeout meals will receive a bag or a box, and they are packaged in takeout containers right from the beginning.
Once the trays are ready, NRAs begin strategically preparing meals. Foods are prepared in a particular order: dry goods, then cold foods and beverages, and finally hot foods for takeouts only. Hot foods for eat-ins will be weighed out at the time of service. Because each food item must be weighed out, the time to prepare a meal is much longer.
While the NRAs are preparing meals, the chefs are preparing the recipes that have to be weighed out by the NRAs. Cooking these recipes also takes longer than normal cooking because each ingredient is weighed out to create consistency and nutrients provided by the recipe each time it is made. Some of the recipes are weighed out by individual parts and then cooked to order. Chefs are constantly planning their time to ensure everything is cooked and ready in a timely manner. Last-minute requests and inadequate planning halts the entire food production process. When you plan ahead, you help us to ensure that your meal, as well as those of all the other participants, are prepared as needed.
Each week, the whole process begins again with adjustments to any applicable participant's calorie level. There are multiple changing factors being taken into consideration each week. Again, this is why it's critical for you not only to communicate your schedule, but also adhere to your meal schedule.
Thank you for your participation in the Framingham State Food Study. We are so excited to work with you over the next 9 months as you eat well and advance science.